as you continue. Now, on to recent school board events. As I said, I missed the January 18th school board meeting due to my January 10th total knee replacement surgery. Mr. Sawyers even checked to make sure that I wouldn't be in attendance at that last meeting just before the meeting began. I watched most of the meeting live from home. I had physical therapy the next day, so I didn't stay up with all of you with that meeting. And I watched as Mr. Sawyers pulled the minutes from the January 4th meeting and special meeting from the consent agenda and later offered an amendment to the motion, an amendment that the school board did not receive prior notice of and was not published with the meeting agenda. In my opinion, and that of many others with whom I've consulted, the attempt by Mr. Sawyers to, quote, strike the improper special meeting and associated votes from the record, end quote, is a void motion. Why? A couple of reasons. If Mr. Sawyers was truly attempting to rescind the vote from the January 4th meeting by adding the amendment to the motion at the meeting, Robert's Rules requires a 2/3 vote, which would have been 5 votes to pass. Mr. Sawyers only had 4 votes out of the 7 members in attendance. Additionally, the Code of Virginia in Section 2.2-3707 under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act states, minutes, including draft minutes, and all other records of open meetings, including audio or audiovisual records, shall be deemed public records and subject to the provisions of this chapter. Nowhere does code allow for the destruction of those records. I would suggest to those in the public who are looking for the January 4th special meeting on our website and can't find it, that you email the school board and ask that it be restored as soon as possible. There's been a lot of confusion in the public since the January 18th meeting, with people wondering about the impact the actions of the chairman have on the vote taken concerning the January 4th meeting. Legally, the motion approved by this board on January 4th at the special meeting stands. Nothing Mr. Sawyers attempted at the January 18th meeting has changed the legal vote at the legally held special meeting that was held on January 4th. Mr. Sawyers clearly didn't agree with the special meeting, but that does not make it any less legal. Mr. Sawyers has tried numerous times to stop the special meeting from happening, to stop the vote, and now his attempt to erase the meeting and the vote. I still want to know why an offer of $21.3 million in construction funding that will benefit our students is still so unsettling to Mr. Sawyers that he would go to such great lengths to try to prevent the agreement between our board and the Board of County Supervisors. I was also very disheartened that 3 members of our school board, after losing 1 vote, decided to file a complaint with the Department of Justice against our school board and the Board of County Supervisors. This letter was improperly sent on school board letterhead with all of our names listed on the paper. Our staff members around the county know, after going through hundreds, if not thousands of hours of training, what the consequences of a Department of Justice investigation can mean to the school division. I am appalled that 3 members of this board felt they had to go to a federal agency to ask them to weigh in on a vote they lost on the school board. Now our school division will face legal fees because of their actions. Those fees have to come from the budget, a budget that should be geared toward our students, the very students they claim to want to support. What will be sacrificed to pay for the legal bills for this action? Many allegations were made in this letter sent to the Department of Justice. If you would like to know the real demographics of our Prince William County schools, I encourage you to look up the information for yourself on the school report cards that you can find on pwcs.edu. I will provide a link on my Friends of Allyson Satterwhite Facebook page. This board has had 2 training sessions this school year. Key in those sessions was the phrase, kids first. This board has got to get back to work, and all of us know that. It's way past time to stop with the personal politics and focus on our students and the needs of our school division. What is occurring with this board is bad not only for our students, our schools, our staff, our division, but also our county. We rely on our county for our funding. If our school board continues with this total dysfunction, we will harm economic development in this county and future funding for our schools. How? Businesses want to move to a place where their employees will be happy, and that includes schools with communities with good schools. We are cutting off our own future funding if we continue this way. I've said it before and I'll say it again, either take this job seriously and work hard for our students or leave. There are plenty of people in this county who truly care about our students and want the best for them. I know that this board can work together. We've shown it before with the training sessions we've had, and I really do hope for the best because it's in the best interest of our school division. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Satterwhite. Mr.